Yo, what's up? Gabby here from Ray Studios, and on this video I'm gonna be reviewing the new electric moped, the UQI Plus Sports. So let's get into it. So in the city where I live, in Xiamen, China, there are a lot of regulations for electric bikes. As a matter of fact, gas bikes are completely forbidden, and any big electric bike is forbidden as well. So some of these regulations are the weight of the bike, the voltage of the battery, even the diameter of the wheel. So I walk into a new store and I ask for the most expensive, the best street legal electric moped. And this is what I came with. So one of the many regulations that I have in my city, and the one that I think is the most funny, is that you can only have one small seat for the driver. Now, as you can see, I have a second seat on the back. Now, if you want to add a second seat, there is that option, but that's only for children under the age of 12. Now, theoretically speaking, you're not supposed to take an adult, but the bike is very capable of doing so. There is also a companion app. I tested with the iPhone 12 mini, but it's also compatible with Android devices. There is a lot of information about your bike. There is a dashboard for when you're riding, and there's always a way to locate your bike. You can activate and deactivate the alarm and turn on and off your bike. But don't worry, you don't really need to use it, as there is a lot of information on the bike. You have here at the top a few signs such as turning sign, high beam and parking. You have the time, the signal for the GPS and cellular, the battery remaining, odometer, the gear levels, and of course the speed. We have the gear selector, the light, we have ambient detection light, very smart. Force on, force off. We also have parking and emergency lights. To the left, we have the high beams, the turn lights, which can be deactivated by itself after it recognizes that you already turned, the hooter and the speed cruise control. When I was a teenager, I have a gas moped, and in hindsight, I remember the power of that bike, the gas moped, is very comparable to the power of the electric moped. That being said, I feel like the top speed is not as good. This tops at 40 kilometers per hour. The good thing is, like when I have my daughter on the back, it's still going 40 kilometers per hour, and when going uphill, it's still going 40 kilometers per hour. So that's more like a limit that the company maybe set on the bike so the battery won't overheat. The riding experience overall was quite good. For commuting, it is quite comfortable, and sometimes I kind of wish for a little bit more power, but like I say, from going to A to B is more than enough. The shock suspensions, they're quite decent. You have to keep in mind, I'm a little bit over 200 pounds, so I'm a pretty large man, and the bike is holding up pretty good. The brakes are quite good too. We have disc brakes on the front and drum brakes at the rear. The riding position is also very comfortable, especially for someone tall and big like me. Now, while shooting this review, the bike got a little bit dirty, so I decided to stop by the new flagship store to wash it. Yeah, they have their own washing place for users of new bikes where they can wash the bike absolutely for free. So they recommend not to use water pressure here on the instrumentals because you can damage the motherboard or something. Actually, I'm not sure why they recommend that. So they told me to use the air pressure, so that's what I'm gonna do. I am now at the new store where I bought my electric moped. And I gotta say, customer service is second to none. They give you a place where you can wash your motorcycle for free. If you have any problem with the bike, they fix it really quickly. And if they take any longer than a day to fix it, they will borrow you an electric moped similar to the one you have, so you don't end up using public transport. But the reason I know the customer service is so good is because, lamentably, I did have a lot of problems when I bought my bike. So first, there was a problem with the motherboard. They tried to fix it, they changed it. Like I said, they borrowed me another electric moped during that period of time, but the problem persists. Basically, the bike will start and shut at any time without me even touching it or touching the remote. Then the problem persists, and what they did is they give me a brand new bike after a week or two of using, which is quite commendable. So like I say, customer service is really good. They really take care of the clients. I don't know how it is in other countries, but at least here in China, they really do a very good job. Okay? Oh, 这个多少钱？这个199。Oh, okay, we can put it. While I was at the new store, I saw this really nice backrest for the rear seat that also doubles down as a storage box. They helped me install it for free and the box only costs 198 RMB. Now, this bike has a range of somewhere around 68 kilometers. It depends on how you ride and how heavy you are. You can always charge it by plugging it directly into the socket, or in my case that I live in an apartment, I have to remote the battery and bring it back to my home. It takes somewhere around 6 hours to fully charge. In case you don't want to charge the battery at home, there are these public chargers. All you need to do is scan the QR code, pay a little bit of money, and while you're parking your bike outside, you can easily and conveniently charge the battery. One thing I love about this bike is the Antitheft system. Dual GPS, one for the bike, one for the battery. Now, think about it, that's very smart. Half the price is the battery. The battery is so expensive that they did the right move to put GPS on the battery, because in many cases they don't steal the bike, they just steal the battery. Now, it also has cellular. It means the bike is constantly connecting to your phone. You have to pay for this service, it's somewhere around 60 RMB or $10 a year, which is quite fair. Now, another thing, I'm gonna activate the alarm. Basically, I turn off the bike first, and the alarm will automatically get activated. I can also activate it here from the remote. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It got activated. Now, if someone tries to touch the bike or just move it, the alarm's on, and then the wheel on the back gets locked, so they can't even move it. It's very heavy. Another precaution that you can have is you can lock the steering wheel, and now it gets very difficult for people to steal. But the best part of this is that having all these systems to prevent people from stealing the bike, well, that makes it so no people even try. In 2 years that NIU set up their flagship store here in Xiamen, there have been 0 reports of these bikes being stolen, also for the batteries. While other brands of electric bikes, there are a lot of bikes that get stolen. So that's maybe one of the best features on this bike. In conclusion, I really like this new bike, and I think it's a great opportunity for people who need to commute and for one reason or another cannot get a dry license or don't want to bother to put plates on a bike. That could be a little bit troublesome. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking, especially people who live in China. You can get a bike that looks maybe exactly the same for a lot less, but trust me, it's not the same quality, not the same features. I particularly love the Antitheft system on this bike. That's a big deterrent for people to don't even touch this bike because they know they can't, simple like that. At least that's my experience here. After having it for nearly a year, nobody even attempted to steal this bike, even so I sleep every day on the streets. That's it for me today on this video. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you have, please don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. I'm Gabby from Ray Studios, and I'll catch you up on the next video.